that case, I'm gonna call the meeting to order, and just to preface, this is an open session public meeting, so we are all subject to being recorded, both visually as well as audibly. And begin then.
So I sent it around the minutes. I want to make one change myself from how I did that. So in the course of the brief time where I thought we weren't going to have our quorum, and I was talking with you about that. So Sandra had intended to resign because she has been kind of busy with taking care of her elderly father, but had not actually gone through with having resigned. But she never went through with having done an oath of office either, so we don't really need to count her as being a member, which actually works better for the fact that I didn't resign when we ended up with 6 members, because I figured we weren't going to replace Deborah right away, and so that there's a gap where I shouldn't have really been here anyways, but if she wasn't here to begin with, so I just want to change the minutes to delete the reference to her not being here, and kind of just officially not declare her not having been a member since the new term.
Other than that, do we all look at the minutes then?
There's just 2 typos.
Okay.
One is the one, it's in the first paragraph that I nominated Valerie to succeed me as chair.
Oh,
It
yeah.
should be treasurer.
Yeah.
That's all. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4th paragraph down, it's just the word, I think, where it says it as, I think that should say has, well, maybe not on that, it has decided to not make any chances. So that should be changes.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, it
and
was.
it was decided not to make any changes.
Yeah.
Old school teachers never die, you know?
Well, it is very helpful.
Get that red pen out.
Yes, well, unfortunately, you know, spell check does not, you know,
Yes.
take care of, you know, that kind of typo, so I appreciate that, so okay, so yeah, so I've made those corrections.
Case, move to accept the minutes as written.
Yeah, so are you, so who's
So I'll
making?
move that we accept the minutes
As
with
amended.
the changes.
Alright, then all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So now we should move on to the member status as
Yeah,
mentioned.
so as I was saying, since Sandra never actually took an oath of office, that just gonna, if everyone's good with it, you know, kind of remove her from the record as having been part since then, and it needs to be noted in the record, I think, that Deborah and I are here through the safe harbor provision as voting members until we can be replaced, which it looks like we will be able to do. So that just needed to be said so it can be in the records of the meeting.
Right on. Okay, and should we get back to treasurer report then?
Okay.
Unless we wanna.
So I realized just now that I should have gone to get an updated report from the folks in the business office, but there really haven't been any changes since our last report. I just received the reimbursement form for one of the 2 outstanding activities, so we should be more or less level where we were as of last time. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You did good. So it was the graveyard.
Yeah, it's the
and
graveyard
just
one
have
that's come
Tony
in.
the Christmas thing is the
Yeah.
last one that will cash out the,
Yeah.
last year's stuff.
Okay. And you had asked me to put on the agenda that we had built up administrative funds.
Yeah, I meant to reread that, and I'm sorry I
Mhm.
didn't have a chance to reread that, but, I was not aware that every year if you don't use the administrative funds that you're holding, they get dumped back in, and then the next year you would take out again. So,
Donuts for everyone.
huh?
I said donuts for everyone.
Yeah, so if, Valerie, I don't know if you have the old report there, you got everything, so
Yeah, it's in here somewhere.
there's probably about $200 and something in administrative funds, and we never ever use even close to that. I think I've probably, in the 12 years I've done this, I bought stamps 3 times.
Mhm.
And that was it. So, I think that $200 and something can get dumped back in. We also have, interest that we've held
Yeah.
for a really long time at $24 a month, 24 cents a month. So, I mean, those could really be used for stamps, I think.
So the administrative funds, we can't use them to fund anything but administrative costs, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
it looks like on this report from August, there's 413?
That should be the interest and the administrative
Yes,
funds,
that's right.
that's the
Okay,
total. I
combination.
think I have it all the way up at the top, which ones are which, do I?
Okay. Interest, yes, so you're right, administrative is 210, interest is 202.42, yep.
So are we able to just make a motion to move X amount from that into?
I think that can happen. I think, Valerie can go back into the Smart and Simple and add the administrative funds in. I thought I saw that somewhere.
Okay,
too.
where am I adding them to?
Into what we can grant.
Okay, so
Into our
the
grant
administrative funds could be used towards grant monies, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay,
because we have to cash out last year's.
Yeah.
mhm,
Which actually, the year really doesn't officially end till December 31st.
right, okay, we'll
Would,
take a
would
look.
we need to talk to June about that at all, or is that completely internal to our own
I'm
operations?
wondering if it would be better to talk to Greg and ask him first
Okay.
how to do it,
Yeah, I can contact him.
and that it should just go into next year's
Mhm.
monies.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, we probably want to keep a little bit in there.
Yeah, well, there's all the interest is still gonna be
Yeah.
there, there's
Yeah,
over
so
$200
half of
in
that,
interest.
Yeah,
So,
So,
That's so great.
mhm.
yeah, well, I mean, we don't need to really figure that out until next time anyways, 'cause next time will be the money, so
yes, yeah,
I was
we
gonna
can
say, my next meeting, we should talk
put
about
that on the agenda for
Mhm.
the next meeting after we've done a little more research.
do we need to make a motion about that? I'm not sure
I-
proper procedure.
I don't think we need to make a motion if all we're doing at the moment is looking into it for doing it next time.
So, in that case, then we should move on to the introduction of potential new members and the guests this meeting. You introduce yourself smallly at the doors. But,
Right. My name's Rebecca Davis. And I'm interested in being in this cultural council. I just moved back to town. I was born and raised in Berlin. Yeah.
Abby's her mother.
Yes,
Who is
I
your mother?
know.
Abby Dewick. She's the one who does the 19 Carter stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hesitant. I know, I'm like, should I mention that? But yeah, that's probably the best way that you would know me. And I'm always around. I volunteered, my whole life doing the town hall stuff and 19 Carter stuff. I helped knock down the foundation when they raised it up and stuff. So very involved in the town. And now that I moved back, I want to get more involved into like government kind of stuff because I'm hoping to go to law school this time next year. Yeah, so
Cool.
2026. So those are that's my deal.
Mhm.
Yeah, so thank you for letting me be here.
Yeah, the same with me. I'm, well, not from here, but we moved just over 2 years ago and moved from Indiana, actually. And I have, my husband Phil is on the Conservation Commission. Excuse me. And we have 5 grandchildren. I'm really into the arts. I like painting, music. So yeah, and I wanted to get involved in something. So this seemed like a good way to get involved. And I know you said you need people. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
It is tough in a small town because, so many people are busy and, even if they want to do something like that, they can't. So when it comes
Yeah.
to town committees, there are a lot of us who are on more than one just, because of the need of that. So, most committees are having a hard time keeping up the normal number of members they're supposed to have, so,
And this one
Right.
requires that you, after 6 years, you have to
yeah.
take a year off, and then after 6 more years, you have to take a year off.
okay.
So I'm at that
Yeah.
after 12 years.
Your second year off.
My second year off.
Yeah.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. What is your name?
Jane.
Jane.
Sorry,
Nice
Jane.
to meet you, that's
Yes.
okay. Nice to meet you, Jane.
And you.
Should we also introduce?
Yeah,
Okay.
might as well.
I'm Valerie Clementi. I moved here a year and so many months ago. Your husband was probably at my house several times because
Oh really?
of conservation issues with the new build.
Oh.
Long driveway. He probably remembers it. And I am a full-time faculty at Quinsigamond Community College right now, and also have a small therapy practice on the side. Planning to retire from Quinsig in May, but keep my other job. So that's sort of where I'm at. I lived for many, many years in Hopkinton, but I grew up in Stowe, and we both went to Neshoba together. Different
Yeah, well,
times.
yeah.
Different times. I'm
Not quite
older.
together.
No.
And I'm Mickey Patterson, and also born and raised in Berlin my whole life.
Okay.
And I had my position eliminated recently, so I think I'm retired. So, kicking and screaming. But again, I was in the band, I did music, I had a music major in college. I'm a nurse practitioner by trade.
Okay.
And a researcher, and now I'm here and I'm gonna try to give back. But I did Girl Scouts here and Cub Scouts and junior choir at the church, and like all my life here, just like you.
How long have you been on the?
Last year.
Oh, last year. Okay.
Cool.
I'm leaving.
I still wanna know all about you.
Tell us all your secrets.
Oh, I'd say, I had you at Tohoto for a short period of time, so I recognize you.
When was that?
When I was your PE teacher, when your PE teacher had a baby,
Oh,
many, many years ago.
wow.
Nikki's kids and my kids were friends.
Best
so
buddies.
I
Cute.
know her.
But
Oh,
I live in the same neighborhood. We all live in the same
Right,
neighborhood,
right.
which is pretty.
That's so cute.
The 4 of us,
Yeah.
like within half a mile of each other, I think.
So clearly, I was living in the wrong
You
part
were
of town.
Right.
on
Yeah.
and out,
Yeah.
on and out. So anyway, when I retired from teaching, same thing. I wanted to give back to the community, and since I wasn't able to do it when I was raising my kids, so I do this, and then I also run the community garden in town.
Oh, okay.
So that's where I'll spend the rest of my time now.
Yeah.
We've put it to bed for the winter pretty
Mhm.
much.
That's the one right near the Reese Circle, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so cool. Nice
Yeah.
new fence
It
there
is.
too.
Amazing.
Yeah. And we got an award from Tower Hill this year.
Ooh,
nice.
Very proud of.
Wow.
For
That's fun.
greening and food sustainability.
Oh,
We
cool.
donated over 900 pounds of food to the food pantries
Oh,
this summer.
Wow.
So
That's
that was really
amazing.
cool.
That's great.
Yeah,
Nice.
Awesome.
yeah, thank you.
I'm Chris Christensen, the current head, and I joined up because I wanted to dip my toes into politics because that's what I want to potentially do as a living. Lived here every single year of my life. I went through Berlin Memorial, and then I moved up to Honto, and then midway through I went to Aspet to potentially pursue a trade. That kind of fell through though, so that's a shame, but hey. I don't have a whole lot more to talk about. I'm afraid I've not done very much just yet, but
No,
we'll
that's
work on
great.
it. You know,
Alright.
the best things come later, right?
And how long have you been on this too?
2 years now?
Yeah, so this is your third year.
Yeah, this is my second year now.
Cool.
So,
Awesome.
Oh, so that's third year on, second year as chair.
right, yes,
Mm.
that's what it is.
Time flies when you're on the council.
Apparently so.
So I'm MJ Stades. I started out in town, but then lived in Hudson most of my life. That's where my mother and I were able to get housing assistance back in the day. But I moved back into the family house. So after I got my mother into assisted living, my grandmother into assisted living, in a little while before she passed on. But my grandparents moved to town in 1960. My grandfather was one of the first EMTs and firefighter, and ended up as a dispatcher later in life. And my grandmother was town treasurer for a short stint many years ago. And that kind of, I'm someone who's interested in politics and interested in community service, and in some ways it reminds me a lot of doing that sort of stuff in college. A lot of people just aren't interested in doing it, and I ended up doing a lot of things that I wasn't planning to, but someone needed to do it, and so they needed people here, and it seemed like it up my alley. And then the chair we had when I started, she moved out of state, and that was like in 2020, so I took over as chair during the COVID years, and that had some fun complications to work through, but yeah, so I passed the amount of time I'm supposed to be on. I was supposed to be off it last year, but we keep having difficulties. Well, it seems we're no longer having such difficulties getting people, but yeah, so I'm looking forward to being able to officially no longer be a voting member, though. The Cultural Council is a little weird. They allow people who used to be members to continue to serve as ex officio members, which is weird because usually an ex officio member is, okay, someone from the select board is on the committee because, it's usually terminology used for being on a committee because of another office, not because you used to be on it. But I plan to stick around to, be able to provide whatever institutional memory or,
Wisdom.
I've been the one, I kept being the one to manage the email account after turning over, after we elected Chris as chair. So if people want, I'm willing to continue to kind of play administrative assistant while I hopefully don't have to be a voting member for a while.
Cool.
Okay.
It is a pleasure to have you, and pleasure to meet you both.
Oh,
Likewise.
thank you.
And I think if, assuming they aren't scared away from us by the end of the night, that I would move that we let the select board know that we support their applications to join. Yeah, so what the logistics of it is the town has a volunteer application, so you would fill that out, submit that to, probably that's, I think goes to the select board's office or the town. One of those. I can email you a link to that and then the select board, when they next meet, would, well, normally they'd ask us, hey, do you want this person? And we're always like, we've already decided we want this person. So they are not having a regular meeting in November, so the one they were going to have earlier in the month has been canceled, and then there's the special town meeting middle of the month. So the next regular meeting date for them would be December 1st. So the ideal thing would be you would get that application in by then. We, you know, because we already are supporting it, they will, you know, vote you in, and then you'd have to go to the town clerk's office for an oath of office, and there's also, the state does a conflict of interest law. Little
Training.
Yeah, which I have opinions on. But yeah, so you do those two things, and then it'd be good to be on board. So in theory, we would schedule our next meeting to give enough time for you to do that.
Cool. Awesome.
Anyone want a second?
Oh yeah, I made a
There you
motion,
go.
didn't I?
Okay, and then, in that case, all in favor of,
Okay.
We're in.
yeah. Alright.
I was nervous.
Who was
The fresh needles, I bet.
who was
The
the
allergies
my
and
second
coughing.
on that?
I think I was.
Okay.
James, faster.
In that case, we should begin moving on to the actual meat of the pie, the grant discussion.
Yeah, so if my math is correct, the total amount of requests added up, if we had millions of dollars and could approve them all and at the amount they asked, is 18,315. And
Don't
we
exactly.
have 7,200 plus whatever we may
Just shy.
add from the administrative
Sure.
fund.
Just shy.
So,
Do we usually go through each applicant? How do we usually
Yeah.
do it?
yeah, so we usually just kind of run down the list, but we're not always working with, so the order that shows up in Smart Simple before it comes into Panel Book is a different order than it comes into Panel Book, so that's why I thought if I printed it out, then
Mhm.
we could all know where we're starting from. And just living large with the fact I have a printer that I can send something to at work and actually,
So mainly tonight, we just have to decide who we're gonna support, and, who we're not gonna support. And then at the next meeting, that's when the money decisions are made, so we don't have to make any money
Okay.
decisions, we just have to
Yeah.
make decisions in regards to, who best will serve the community for us, and,
Yeah.
and we try to spread it across, the library, the seniors, 19 Carter, who did I forget?
Link,
School,
yeah.
Link, we always support a program at the school, and, that's everything.
yeah, I mean, those are the big ones, I mean.
And can we vote to like give them half of that money or something?
Yeah, so, I mean, what normally happens is, even after we've approved a number of them, it still adds up to more
More
money
than
than we have to give, so
Mhm.
some we try to fund in total for whatever reason, some we offer partial rewards to, but we don't decide the money tonight because those who are declined have the right to appeal that, and 2 weeks to do so. We have, in Deborah and I's time, no one's ever actually done that, but it would be an awkward position if we decided the money tonight, we declined someone and they gave a compelling reason to, you know, then, so that's why we, you know, break it up into 2 meetings, which will work out nicely for the fact that you two will, you know, assuming we haven't scared you off, we'll be able to join in for that.
Cool.
So because I have access to a very fast printer at my job, I printed out all the applications, mostly for my own. I'm better on paper than I am on computer. So if you want me to read any sections, or I can do that, if that's helpful, or I don't know how you
Yeah.
usually do things.
Yeah, well, sometimes we look, I've got like a PDF up on my
Okay,
computer
you're ready
too,
to
Yeah,
go.
so,
I have it on
but,
it too.
I mean,
yeah,
if you
we,
don't-
we sometimes look back for,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah, people notice different things when we,
Mhm.
which is nice.
Mm.
We pick out certain things that you, and I think in the past couple of times, what we've done is, rather than go through them one by one, we've talked about ones that right away we know, don't fit the guidelines.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true, we sometimes jump around.
Yeah.
I think we probably should start with that, the, getting rid of the ones that don't follow the guidelines.
Right, yeah. I'm wondering if the Assabet Valley Master Singers doesn't really follow, that's the first one up.
Yeah.
That looks like they're targeting Southborough, Westborough, Shrewsbury, Northborough, Marlborough is where they'll
Yeah.
have their events.
That's one we have consistently declined, in part because of that, in part, one of their things they'll do is like offer some free tickets and such, which a number of years, I didn't read that wording in this year's application, but a number of years they've said they would donate tickets to our senior center, and we don't have a senior center. And I'm like, if you don't know we don't have a senior center, it doesn't seem like you've really put enough thought into your application for us.
Maybe
I mean, we've given those tickets to 19, it's not like, you know, those tickets
We just
haven't gone
constantly-
somewhere, but it's like,
Yeah, we've gotten two,
yeah,
Mhm.
two for a couple of the performances, and then
yeah,
we would drop them over to 19 Carter for someone to use. But I don't think it really draws a big population from Berlin,
yeah.
so that is one that we've,
And their request this year is considerably higher than, last year they requested 250, this year they've requested 1,000.
I mean, gotta admire their
Yeah.
tenacity there.
I mean, they list a ton of different local cultural councils that they're also applying to. So that
Yeah.
also stood out to me. They were just doing a fell swoop of who's
Oh.
gonna give us money, it felt like,
Yeah,
Mm.
a little bit, you know, which I get. There's not a lot to go around.
yeah, I think in some of these cases, they don't really know the community because they're asking for so much money,
yeah,
and they should have a good idea of what's being
Right.
yeah,
granted, or what the state is giving each town.
Right. Yeah.
So we have, what, $7,200 to grant.
yeah,
We got 1,500 from the town and 5,700 from MCC, right?
yeah,
Mhm.
So that's what we have to work with, and for someone to ask for
Yeah.
that much
Yeah.
from the 7,000, that's the other piece of it too.
Mhm.
yeah. And every year we ask for the 1,500 from the town, and that has usually gone on with, like when the town is doing their budget, they usually have different departments in to explain their budget. No one even asked us to come in to explain it, but this past year, there was some suggestion from one of the select board members of various things that could be cut, cause, you know, the school budget was, you know, the budget was not in good shape, but, I ended up kind of,
Spoke your mind a little bit.
yeah, I
This is America. You're welcome to do
Yeah.
that.
I came out, you know, metaphorical guns blazing on that suggestion, but I will be curious whether this year whether there'll be a little more interest in discussing that, but, you know, we're not working with a lot of money, so I mean, when I was looking through this year's ones, there are a lot that just were really expensive, and the ones the ones I kind of jotted down, I'm looking to vote no on. Most of them, it's because, my God, the expense.
So should we just go, like, if you have a list of like no's, should we just go through all those and review them together?
Not a
Yeah,
bad
that's,
idea.
that's
Yeah.
what
I mean, it
did
looks
too.
like
I did
Assabet
my
Valley,
notes.
we're
We're saying no to.
saying no
We
to.
have to make a
But
motion.
we'll make a motion.
So I
What are the
moved
other
that
no's?
we reject the Assabet Valley Master's request.
Okay, so I'll second that motion.
All in favor then?
Fine.
All right.
Cross them off.
Really,
Okay, which was the next one on, is this,
The Tiny Tootie.
Tiny Tootie looks a little,
Yeah,
Yeah, that also
not
looks
in
like,
keeping
I'm
with.
just feeling.
what exactly did they like?
Yeah, what did Tiny
explain?
Tootie wanna do?
it was kind of an odd thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I was reading it, it sounded like it was gonna do several performances, and then it kind of went back to just one performance.
yeah, well, I think they were talking about, I think, what they're doing in general in terms of, there's a section in the grant request where it asks what other councils you are, applying to, which it's worded for this specific project, but I think for someone who's doing multiple performances, they're judging that as, okay, we've applied to do a performance.
All
So,
the-
I think, there's a little bit of crossed wires there that's not necessarily indicative of a failure on their part, but yeah, the amount they're requesting for what would be a single performance in town is astronomical, and, I mean, $1,350 is.
For the open bar, of course.
That must have been what it was for.
Yeah.
I missed that
Yeah.
part.
And, when they,
There-
actually, here's something I didn't notice before, what, number of, estimate people, okay, I guess, so they estimate 50 people would be served, 30 of them as youth. I don't see that as a
not here.
that's another thing that tends to be a red flag when someone's estimate of how many people they expect to draw in does not really match what
What would happen?
happened.
here?
And,
Yeah.
I mean, that one isn't quite as egregious as some others we've had in terms of their tests. But I
Well-
mean, this seems like it's really something that would reach a small range of
Mhm.
children in town that would be interested in and would not fit. It's not a good use of
Yeah.
the money, because there are other programs that the library,
Yeah.
is requesting money for that are
Mhm.
going to do more.
Thank
Yeah.
you. All right.
Okay, so can I move that we
Yes.
strike Tiny Tootie
Mhm.
from our list?
I will second that.
All in favor then?
Okay.
Not to make you lift your pens from your paper to cross it out.
Okay, and there's
Okay, where was my next one?
that link cardboard explosion.
So, I mean, I think with Link, we tend to always fund them, but not always at the
Really?
amount they request.
Okay.
So, I mean, given that is like our our, what's the word I'm looking for? Parent organization.
Yeah,
or-
the PTO.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's their parent organization.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
and we usually,
Fund
I
something.
believe last year, we funded them for $800 and something
No.
towards, they took the fourth grade
To the ballet.
to
or
the
something.
ballet.
Oh, very
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
we
so-
supported
It's really
that.
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So last
so
year they
fun.
asked for 1,000 and we ended up giving them 845.
Okay.
So yeah, sometimes their requests kind of balloon up, but during COVID, one of the issues was there was one that they became two performances because, they couldn't perform for
Mhm.
X number of people, but we can't really,
Yeah.
we
So-
can't fund the expense for, the fact you
And
are
this
doing.
one has already occurred. It occurred
Oh.
you're allowed to do that. That's why I wanted to bring that part up.
Oh.
So the date on it was October 20th, I believe.
Was that the cardboard explosion?
Yeah,
A reimbursement
right,
kind of.
Yeah,
so
so-
you can back reimburse.
Yeah, so I think it's anything from, was it July 1st or is it
No,
September?
it's calendar year, so, but you can back it up
Yeah, but, well, I know
like a
it's,
couple of months.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, I'm trying to think whether it's from like July or September this year through the whole of next year.
Yeah, I think there's 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
Is what's in the
Mhm.
guidelines. So obviously, they've already paid this,
Mhm.
and Link has supported it,
Mhm.
and then they're just asking for money to help.
Reimburse.
Yeah, 'cause they do a lot, Link does a lot of fundraising for these things.
Mm.
And we do think it's important to
Okay.
support the school. And Tohoto, we've, in the past, have done some things with Tohoto, but they haven't asked for anything for quite a while now.
Yeah,
Mm.
the last request they had, it was a little awkward because we used to accept paper applications, and when this all went to the system, the Smart Simple system that the MCC uses, we kind of prioritized making sure all of the information was correct there, and our website had, for various reasons, not been quite up to date, so
Okay.
it didn't say that you couldn't do it that way, so we weren't able to even consider their application. But their application had just been for basically advertising costs, so
Mm.
I would personally say that that was not likely one we would have
Okay.
supported had we been able to, but it kind of lit the fire to make sure that we got our webpage updated, which I need to poke to get our membership updated, but with all the little bits of, Sandra leaving and Deborah and I, but, I figured I would poke them when all the chips had settled, whatever, list we have then of people can be on the website.
So the next big one is the World Cup fan zone.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
asking for 1,000.
Can we back up for a second
Oh,
and,
sure.
Yeah.
just vote that we're going to support the cardboard explosion, and we won't have to come back to it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that
sure.
makes sense.
Okay,
Does
so I'm
anybody
gonna
want-
move that we support cardboard,
Second.
explosion for Link.
Righto, all in favor then?
Okay,
Alright.
alright, so now, Valerie.
Sorry, I'm jumping ahead.
No.
You're quite all right.
Yeah, so this one seems like they're really not, they're applying to multiple cultural councils, but they're more oriented towards Marlborough and Framingham, it's looking
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, so it's not really.
Well,
Franklin,
it-
yeah, they're
it's
sort of all
interesting
over the
too
place.
that on the news a few days ago, I think it was, they had someone who was in charge of whatever committee for Boston's, and I guess the state, they've been trying to get 20 million from the state, and the
Yeah,
state was
yeah.
only giving 10 million, and blah, 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 blah.
Oh,
I knew
no.
that was gonna happen.
We're on a time.
It only wants to
I
go
know.
on for an hour.
Well, only 10 million, I don't know how they're gonna manage.
But, like, I mean, they made a good point that investment will come back to the state from that, but
But do we
But,
wanna
yeah,
support?
but I think in terms of what we do, I mean, it looks like there'll be some fun times. I don't want, all things being equal, I would be happy to support some, something more sports oriented, because it is a little different than what we tend to support. So I mean, that novelty factor, I'd hate to say no, but I don't think we have, if we were supporting it, it would be for a chump change really. So I think,
And would it attract
I don't
a
think it's-
large
Yeah.
population from town? I
I don't see
Yeah.
that.
don't see it
It
either.
doesn't feel like it's
Yeah.
oriented towards Berlin.
yeah.
Mhm.
At most coming from the younger generations. I
Yeah.
mean, we only played town soccer.
Yeah. Right.
And that group died and gotten way lower anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think there'd be, some people might be interested, but I don't think at a number that it's economical for us to
So
support.
should I move that we do not support this particular application.
Alright,
Second it?
then all in favor?
Okay,
Alright.
they're out.
Couple below it, the death literacy programming.
That's
Yeah.
pretty high. I'd
I-
like to know what it was about, but
Exactly.
geez,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's another one
Yeah,
where
tough one to be thinking
I
about
would
right
like
now.
to be able to
For me.
support,
Yes.
I mean,
That's
certainly
That's the
with an
circumstances.
aging population in town, it is,
it might be interesting
Yeah,
for,
but I think at that amount of
and I was
money,
gonna
it's,
ask you what,
Carter or Library Senior Center, so she doesn't have doesn't sound like she's got the space situated yet.
yeah.
Which also is like a
Yeah.
deny thing, right? You need to have a space.
We ask people to have, you know, a sponsor. and-
Yeah, or to have support from
Yeah,
the library or 19 Carter or
Yeah.
whatever, yeah.
Yeah, it looks
I
like she's,
think it sounds like a really interesting thing.
Yeah.
But for the amount of money.
yeah,
And I can't remember if she wrote in this one, there are some people who will write, you know, there's a question in there that says if you are not granted the full amount, how
Mhm.
would you make up?
mhm.
I feel like she had no backup plan, like,
Mm.
some of them will say
said
we'll
it'll-
charge.
She wrote it'll be scaled down, offering one session instead of full series or an alternative location. Events will be designed to maintain maximum impact with reduced scope. Second charge, offering, applying a minimum fee of 5 to 15 per person.
yeah.
So that's what she's
Okay,
saying.
So she did have a backup plan.
Yes,
I know there was
sort of,
somebody else
yeah.
who didn't.
The
Okay.
problem with that is like, as you mentioned, I mean, somebody mentioned that it would be an already less people would be going anyway, and add a fee on top of that, and a lot less people are gonna go, especially if they weren't particularly interested before.
Mm.
So yeah, that one it's kind of a
So, you know.
deny, but we should probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it sounds interesting, you know, and it sounds topical, but at that amount, you know, we would be offering so little compared to their ask that it just
Mhm.
does not,
Would have to be way scaled down.
yeah.
Yep.
And at that point, it doesn't seem like they would be doing anything in town with that, and I think if it's not gonna happen in town, that would really reduce the number
Yeah.
of people who are
What was,
going to go.
what was the biggest part of the budget? The way this
Mm.
panel book comes out on the computer, it's.
Space
No.
rental,
Space rental.
12, so their total expenses are $2,750,
Mhm.
and space rental was 1,200 of that.
Mhm. Mhm.
But again, they
Seems
didn't
high.
have that situated as to what
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
What'd you
it does
It
seem
just
high.
seems really high, $1,200
Yeah,
for
I
space rental,
agree.
because a lot of those things that go through the COA,
Mm.
Yeah.
go downstairs here to their room and it would cost
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm, you know, not sure if this was meant to count the fact that we're doing things in other towns or not, but they specifically said, you know, 19 Carter charge for rent, hope to get senior center library, Northbrook at no cost, but yet none of that would, even if you're dividing it between the concept that you're applying based on performances elsewhere, that, you know, even if this was a third of what you were looking for Berlin specifically, it wouldn't work out to that, like.
Okay. So should we vote on it?
Yep. Who would like to move?
I move that we deny this particular application.
Second.
Alright, all in favor then?
Okay.
The next one I was looking at as a potential deny is the, Hofbrauhaus Bavarians.
Yeah, $1,800.
Sheesh.
What was that money going to, just all the performers?
Yeah, I think so.
Scheiße.
Yeah, that just is at a scale
I
that,
think it would be really fun, especially if they had beer or something. but-
Yeah.
No.
There must be quite a few of them.
Yeah.
What is the event proposed to be?
They're saying that this group performed extensively throughout New England. In '72, embarked on a state tour of Germany with an appearance at the Munich Oktoberfest. They incorporate accordion, drums, vocals, brass, and reed sections, and typical and unique renditions of polkas, waltzes, marches, and Rhinelanders. Blah blah. Target audience is all ages.
yeah.
It doesn't seem like all
It's a little
ages.
vague there.
Yeah, also, number of people served, estimate, they say 200.
But
You
where
know-
are they gonna have it?
Where? Yeah. What,
Yes.
you ask where?
I just asked
Yeah.
where would they have it.
Let me see.
I mean, that would be good for like the parish hall or something if you could have a oompa
I don't,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
But I
think
mean,
they.
But would
I-
200
They didn't
yeah,
say.
I don't see
Summer
any place in
concert
town
series or
attracting
specified
200
venue.
people for anything, like,
Yeah.
other than town meeting when,
Everybody
people,
comes in.
Yeah,
that's about the only thing,
no, they didn't specify, they don't have a venue yet.
yeah.
So,
I'm gonna move that we just,
it's a no,
do know.
yeah. Second,
Alright, all in favor then?
yep.
I apologize.
It's okay.
Come on. Well,
Do we wanna look at the, oh, okay, that one's at 19 Carter, so that's all right. And the other one's,
that looks good, the summer outdoor concert series. That
Yeah.
sounds like something we would do.
Mhm.
Yes,
Right.
we have always supported that, it's just a question of how much money we have to give to that. Some years we've been able to support better than others.
so do we now go through each?
Well, we got rid of
Separate.
5,000 already, so
Yeah.
that's
That's not too bad.
We're still, we're halfway there. so-
halfway. That's okay.
We got
Well,
rid of
wh-
5,000.
while we,
Do we wanna
we
fund
More, a
are,
little bit over that, yeah.
while we're down towards the bottom of the list, the live music making history,
Mhm.
that one has no sponsor, and we got the same one last year. It seems purely to be a fishing expedition for,
Oh, this
The
John
board.
Waterman guy, yeah,
That's so funny.
yeah, it,
so, absent actually having a plan in town,
mhm.
I move that we reject that one.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Okay.
Alright.
So long.
For a bit of change of pace from the denials, I was looking at the, I mean, obviously we always usually help the Berlin Senior Citizens Association and whatnot, but the trial looks very interesting, and despite what it being for the seniors, I'm pretty well aware that, I mean, true crime is a pretty popular thing,
Mhm.
so I feel like that should definitely be supported as it's most likely going to bring in more of a crowd.
The
because
Lizzie
seniors-
Borden when
Yeah.
you're talking,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Well,
was like, oh, I'll go to
wasn't
that.
there a
Didn't
reason?
they just, yeah, they did one, didn't they?
Yeah, I think a
A Lizzie
series of,
Borden at 19 Carter?
Oh, so they
I
already
know.
do this one?
no,
Well,
no,
Not this one.
Oh,
no.
Not this one, but there was something done.
About Lizzie
yeah.
Borden again?
Yeah, there was.
Well, I was going. What I was going to say is, I think there was recently like, streaming show or movie or something like that in the past few years on the Lizzie Borden case, which I think would mean that it would be more in the minds of younger people who.
Oh, even better.
I can-
I did see
Took an
this
axe and gave her another
performance at
40
this.
axe, and when she was done, she gave her father 41.
Mhm.
I saw this
I
at
heard
the
about
senior
that.
center in
That-
Northborough.
Okay.
The guy, the former judge. It was good. It was very well attended. The room was packed.
Mhm.
But it was this, it was the senior center that put it on, so, people knew about it through the senior center.
Right.
But if this is advertised through town, I'm sure a lot more people would attend. The guy was good. He was good. I enjoyed it.
That's a perfect so. Alright. move to, accept that one.
Support that one.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
All in favor then? Alright, we'll be accepting that one.
Do we wanna go through them in order? How do you guys usually do this?
Yeah, from now
Yeah.
we
I don't
should
see
go in
any that
order.
are that much objective now that we couldn't just to say, I mean, if we're supporting the library and we're supporting senior centers, they're not outrageous, we could even offer less for them, but you know somebody's always gonna go to St. Patrick's or the 4th of July that the senior center does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the library, the you know, summer reading kickoff or magical lights, I don't know, I think those would be like things that will help the town. Everybody loves those library things,
Another way
according to
that we
these.
looked at it in the past is we tried to give somewhat equal amounts of money to each of those groups.
Okay, yeah.
Instead of, there were some, I think last year, there were a lot of library programs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up choosing to not, well, we chose, rather than give a small amount to all,
Mm.
to just choose some that we
Thought
felt,
did
you know, we
better.
weren't gonna, it was,
Yeah, 'cause I mean, the library's put in for 5, Council on Aging's put in for 1, Senior Citizens Association has put in for 3, right? So,
Yeah.
Well, I think, looking back at last year, I think we supported all of the ones that the library so sometimes there are ones that are library ones and the library is the one who's putting in the application, and sometimes there are ones that, you know, the performer is putting in the application and the library's got a lot of support, and I think that was a case where we kind of, I think, prioritized the ones that the library themselves had.
would it make sense then to just jump to the ones that look like they've been put in by individual people to decide if we're ruling them in or out, and then go back to the town ones?
It wouldn't be a bad idea, no, I
I'm
agree.
just trying to figure out how to sort through this in an efficient way.
In that case, we'll should take a detailed look at the adult improv workshops then.
Yep, that makes sense, okay.
yeah, we've supported them in the past, for many years, and then last year we did not support them. Or,
Yeah.
her name is Meredith, right?
Mhm.
We,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
we didn't support the program last year. I think we just made the decision, I mean, we had to make monetary decisions,
Mhm.
but we decided that we had funded that program for so many years, it was time to give money elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
My understanding is it's very popular, people really enjoy it. I've never gone, but
I mean,
So it looks like they hold it at 19 Carter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I mean, if we, should we stick to denying it again this year and allow more money to go to other things? I don't know.
I just wanted to give that background,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't offering to say yay or nay, I just
Yeah,
wanted
I
to-
mean, I could go either way. It's a good program, I'd like to support it, but there's also going to be, you know, a lot of cuts we have to make.
Well, and we can also consider supporting it with less money,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah.
we've done in the past, and
I
think we
she
should do
just,
that.
she just cut back the
Yeah.
number of sessions.
Yep, yeah, that's what it says here. That's what she'll do, and there is a letter of support from 19 Carter.
So should we move that we support her a little bit?
Well, I mean, at this point, we'd
Support
just be
partial.
moving
Okay.
to
Yeah.
Non-
support.
Not kick her off, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
In that case, I'll second that.
Okay.
All in favor?
Okay.
Alright, cool, I'm in support of that one.
Okay, so is, MJ, this list that you gave us is in order now of the,
Of what the panel
of
book,
what the panel book reads, okay.
yeah.
So should we start from that then,
Where do you wanna start?
instead of jumping around? Well,
Mhm.
we said no to Assabet Valley.
Yep.
Next one is Ed the Wizard.
So we've had him before for the library. I actually attended that one year because I think I was like walking down the street like around about the time that was starting, and so I ended up attending. It seemed like certainly the kids liked him. It was a good show, and I imagined that one tailored for the seniors would also be enjoyable. You know,
But
he had a good presence.
I thought it sounded interesting that he's gonna do magic that was,
Yeah,
I guess, older magic, I don't know,
Yeah.
old time
Historic.
magic, and then teach the seniors how to do some tricks that they could use with their grandchildren.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
I thought
so
that was
cute.
really
That sounds
clever.
good.
Yeah.
I thought it was really clever.
yeah. No, it seems like a dynamic offering, and
Okay, so we're
Yay on Ed.
We're gonna move
Move.
to support
Ed,
Okay.
Ed the Wizard.
yeah, second.
Alright, all in favor then? Alright, we're gonna
Mhm.
move to say yay.
Get up to this next one.
Next one's Wicked
Henna
Good.
art.
Henna.
This one says it's gonna be at the library, I'm assuming they got the support from
Mhm.
the library.
yeah.
Alright.
Well, for efficiency's sake, are there any of the library programs that we have any question on that we were individually less certain of supporting?
Can we do them all in one? Like, all
I mean, we
We'll
could.
find 'em all.
yeah, if you wanna, I mean, we could also probably do that for the Senior Citizens
Yeah.
Association too,
Yeah,
in case,
yeah, I mean, that's what, cause it sounds like we were inclined to support them all, so.
much as.
I move that we just
Can I-
check off all those as supported in some way.
Okay,
Can I ask about one of them?
Yeah,
Of course.
I'm trying to find it, and maybe Valerie can help me out.
Yeah.
I can't get through this
That's
book on
okay.
my
What's the name of
computer.
it?
There is a Happy Land.
Happy Land.
Where is that one?
I don't see it on the page.
It was a $300 request.
okay, that does not,
Patrick's.
I don't see
Sounds-
packages 3.
McCartney.
Oh, this is, it's
Music.
the music from Laura Ingalls.
oh, that,
That one.
Yeah,
I see, yeah, that's,
that's down there.
That's
part,
cool.
that's not,
I felt like there was something, there was a $10 charge.
I don't-
Something
yeah,
about
that
$10.
one wasn't one of the library ones, so.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
not,
I didn't have it in my, I
Yeah.
tried to put it into categories and it kinda snuck into a nowhere place.
oh yeah, okay, so homegrown music is an essential part of the life of settlers, American frontier, beloved series Little House on the Prairie, blah blah, music played upon the fiddle, and oh my god.
Where is Wendy?
It said 10 for adults, free to children. Let me see, where did they say? It looks like 19 Carter.
Yeah, that one, I wonder how many people would care about Little House on the Prairie.
I don't think a lot.
I mean, I'm definitely of the generation that I know existed, you know, I could recognize it if it popped on the screen, but I have no emotional connection to it whatsoever. And so I
And
think,
they're still charging for it, so
Yeah.
it's not like
Yeah,
a
that
free
was my
event.
main concern, was
Yeah.
the charge.
I move we don't offer support for this one. People.
Second.
In that case, all in favor of denying? Alright.
Okay.
so,
Okay,
So
I know we
cir-
jumped away
circling
from
back to the library.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
We can
No.
move back to your motion if you'd like.
Oh, that we accept all the Berlin Aging Library and Senior Citizens, supporting them. That's my move.
Yeah,
Alright, anybody-
second.
Alright, and all in favor of accepting the Berlin Council on Aging, Berlin Public Library, and Berlin Senior Citizen Association's grants?
Aye.
We're
Alright.
getting so close, guys. Almost tasted.
Classic songs by Jonathan Keesing.
Yeah, that's where we're
Oh,
at.
here it is. It'll take place at the
That was Council on Aging.
Council on Aging, but
There were two others, Classic Songs and Songs of McCartney were both Council on Aging.
Well, but the requests weren't by the Council on Aging.
right, it's by
Oh, okay,
this
so
guy.
we're looking at them separately.
Okay.
All right, so which ones?
We're looking at classic songs. He's gonna have it. He's collaborating with the Director and Council on Aging. He includes diverse music which celebrates different heritages, can include pop, R&B, samba, and music of different eras. No cost. He sings and plays guitar, some instrumentals, some storytelling, sing-along.
Did you specify which eras, or
Sorry?
did he specify which eras or anything like that, so we can know potentially what kind of crowd he would actually bring in?
I think we're looking at older folks. This is to seniors. It's
Right.
really being oriented towards seniors.
Is there support?
Yeah, I think that one had a letter from Melissa.
Judy?
No, from I think that one was from Melissa Sargent, the
Yeah, she wrote a
director
letter
of the
to support
COA.
it.
Alright.
I mean, I'm good with supporting it. I just
Yeah, can't
didn't
see a reason not to.
think it fit with
Okay.
our omnibus on the others.
All right.
Does the Council on Aging, have monies if full amount, cause that's $500.
I don't think we can give them that.
That, would be able to offset if if we weren't able to fund the entire amount they're requesting.
Yeah, what did they write for the support or backup plan?
They said, budget, kind of support. It says, the center can help support the program. I don't know what that means. What center? Are they talking senior center or council on aging? I don't know.
Yeah.
They're a little vague.
Well, where they say it will take place is at the Berlin Council on Aging Senior Center.
Yeah.
So that is problematic since there is not a senior center, but
Huh.
But they're a room.
But it says he's,
There are room.
but he got a letter of support from Melissa Sargent.
yeah,
So,
I wasn't gonna.
yeah,
It was a bit of a black mark, but I wasn't gonna
yeah, okay.
hold it completely against them.
Mm.
All right, I move that we support it in some way, shape, or form.
Alright,
I'll second that.
alright, then all in favor of supporting this one? Alrighty.
So, and then we have then the music of McCartney, so that, I think, is something that is of the right.
Everybody knows.
Yeah.
We know everybody.
But is it Council on Aging?
I think this is another one where it's,
Yeah.
it's, the
It's
grant
true.
is from the performer, but or the request is from the performer, but there is
Council
a
on
letter
Aging
of,
supports it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just a matter of then, it would appeal to a larger audience, but would it be held at a time that the larger audience could get there?
May 20th, 26th?
May 20th?
That's when they're saying they wanna do it.
It's also only for $300.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. It's on a Wednesday.
In which it was the senior citizens, right, that was supporting it?
Yeah.
Where,
The Council on
Council
Aging.
on Aging.
Oh,
where do
council.
they hold that? Does it?
Are you referring to the like day or time?
No,
No, the
where the
location.
actual
Oh, where?
location.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they wrote, this person wrote down Berlin, Mass. Senior Center because they
There's
don't,
no senior center.
there isn't a senior
Is there a
center.
support letter?
Yeah, from
Yeah.
Melissa Sargent.
Also
Okay.
for
Yeah.
that
Oh,
one
okay.
too?
I see.
Sorry, I didn't hear you say
Hmm.
that.
So I would go
Um,
to that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband, because
Oh.
he's obsessed by the Beatles.
Yeah.
Well,
That's mine.
so maybe support it partially, or, I mean,
But yeah, it's not very much money.
okay.
Yeah.
It's just
I'm-
wondering.
I move that we support it partially, or all of it, whatever we can afford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second.
Alright, then all in favor?
Aye.
Alrighty. We went over cardboard explosion, same thing with the World Cup.
So,
We'll move down to Neshoba Neighbors. Speaker
Urban
series.
Neighbors Speaker Series.
that's another one that is gonna be more senior oriented.
Mm. Is it referring to the like the town
Yeah.
as neighbors?
So Neshoba Neighbors
Borough
is,
and Stowe.
Okay.
it's an organization that, it's doesn't like helping elderly people with, you know, I think,
Everything.
yeah, you know.
Computers, rides to doctor's office, vet appointments. I know because they just took care of my mother for like visitors.
Lovely.
Oh,
Just
really?
come in,
Mm,
bake with her.
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
They're
really,
really
sweet.
cool, and there's so many of
Yeah.
them that have like talents.
Mhm.
Like I met one guy that he's retired from being a computer analyst, and he goes and helps them like set up their cell phones.
Oh,
And
so
Okay.
cool.
there's
Yeah.
some, and there's
Oh,
one that
nice.
does like blind people. So
Mhm.
her son was blind and deaf, and she helps them, anybody that has disabilities, like get stuff so that they can hear it. And,
Supportive
Oh,
that's
technology,
awesome.
nice.
but there's a lot of them, a lot
Yeah,
of like
I've
really
met,
cool
I've
people
met
in there.
folks, yeah.
Yeah.
So it says that the speaker series will focus on the great philosophers of the region and will include Richard Smith, aka Thoreau, to share his thoughts and influences. Many developed nearby Neshoba Valley. Jan Turnquist will speak on 19th century American life, such as Louisa May Alcott, and others will talk about Ralph Waldo Emerson and his philosophies.
Nice. I
Sort
would
of
support
interesting,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not sure we'd necessarily wanna support it for the full amount,
Maybe
but,
not.
No.
Yeah.
but, I mean, I do think it's something that's probably going to appeal more to the
Mm.
seniors. I don't think it's necessarily gonna draw too many younger people, but then again, it's not aimed for
Mhm.
that, so I would.
Okay.
But I do believe we, you know, lectures was kind of one of the
Yeah.
things
They
that
like
people
that. They
have
love the history.
indicated from
Yeah.
And all
our
these, yeah.
surveys that people
Okay.
want, so I think.
They like performances and they like history and workshops.
So move that we support this in some shape or form. Yeah.
Alright, and then all in favor then? How you move to?
Okay, the next one is the symphonic band, the Neshoba Symphonic Band.
Yeah,
Okay. So it's
There are
called-
some residents in the town that were involved with this, is
Yeah.
my understanding.
yeah, so this was one that we kind of supported partially for a number of years, and I think there are multiple years where they didn't actually send in the paperwork to get the money that we had awarded them, and so we,
Mhm.
I think, maybe stopped supporting it for a year or something, and then there was a year where we actually got an email from a member of the band in town, you know, kind of their letter of support towards it, so we kind of, looked back to it a little more favorably after that, so.
Mhm.
Well, it looks like they hold it at Neshoba.
Yeah,
School-based community ensemble dedicated to rehearsing, performing music for a full concert band, open to musicians of all ages, blah blah. In its 10th season, over 90 musicians from Central Mass who meet weekly and share musical skills for public performance. 4 performances are scheduled for this concert season, November 2nd. Looks like February sometime, the date's a little screwy, May, and then in June, and then chamber music in December, April, and May.
Wow. That's a lot.
Ages 14 to 86 who rehearse weekly. All concerts are free. Adult members are asked to contribute $75 per year. Students do not pay. So I think they mean the members of the band.
Yeah.
Which help fund themselves.
So yeah, when I went to the performance this year, so they had, I think since for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and they had a theme with the fact that, you know, they're replacing the school, and then they recently renamed the mascot from the Chieftains to the Wolves. They were kind of, you know, sort of celebrating that change. So they actually had like a new piece of music commissioned for that. I think was I went to Friday night, so I think that was something that was the Saturday night. But the Friday night, it was a mix of the music and some lectures that were all kind of centered around sort of the frontier experience locally. I think one of the, you know, the King Philip's War, so you know, one of the lectures was dealing with, I think, someone who had been kidnapped from Lancaster by the Native Americans, and, you know, that there was, you know, a book afterwards or something. But all the lectures were themed that. I ended up going because my AP US history teacher was one of the ones giving the lecture, though sadly she did not recall me, but I didn't have a big beard then, so.
So
We'll
sounds
forgive
like you're
that
in
after,
favor.
like, you know, 20 years.
That's
you know,
right.
But it, you know, it was kind of a neat set of lectures, and, you know, I found it quite interesting. It's an era I'm not too familiar with, but, you know, between the music and the lectures, it seemed like a good thing. Like, it's not in town, you know, so it's not one we necessarily are going to want to support for the full amount, but where it does draw some where some of their members are from town, and
Right.
it is, you know, still close enough, and, you know, I now know at least one person from town has gone
Okay.
to see it, so,
Think
Okay.
about moving forward then.
Yep,
yeah.
Let's move to support it.
Alright.
second.
Alright, all in favor then? Alrighty. Then we move on to the
Patriotic.
yep, and 19 Carter.
Why is that 1,000? That's a lot. Seems like a lot of money.
Yeah, so last year they had, it was a jazz themed one from them, which they requested 1,000, and we ended up giving 585 to.
Okay.
It was well attended. Do we know?
I don't know.
So when is this patriotic
Okay,
thing happening?
so on May 3rd, the North Bear Area Community Chorus will present a patriotic celebration at Algonquin Regional High in Northborough, commemorating 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. This inspiring concert will unite family, seniors, community members with a dynamic choral program. In addition, it will host social singing at 19 Carter, a 10-week series in spring 2026 of inclusive gatherings where 8 residents of all ages and abilities can sing together in a welcoming space for $10 per week, supported by ASL interpretation and audience participation. Together, these programs celebrate heritage, inclusion, and community.
That seems like a lot.
Yeah. So it's really sort of 2 different programs that they're trying to get funding for in one application.
Can we think about the social singing at 19 Carter and not the Algonquin?
I don't know if we
Kinda,
can
yeah.
specify that.
Well, we can
Well, I
half
mean,
fund them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah.
can fund them partially, and how
Yeah.
they use the money is how they use the money.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be half,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's gonna be a
okay.
little-
especially because they're $10 per week, right?
And how
Mhm.
many weeks did they say
10
this?
week
Yeah.
series,
So that's like at most $100.
if you go,
To every single
Yeah.
one, yeah.
it costs you $10 to
Attend.
Oh.
not so much attend, to participate.
Oh, so they're also
Right.
charging the,
Yeah, the music,
Yeah, 'cause
yeah,
it's like,
10-week series,
yeah, it's a singing
inclusive
group.
gatherings, residents of all
Yeah.
ages and ability can sing together in a welcoming space for $10 per week. So it can be supported, you just,
yeah,
but they are charging people too,
mhm,
to support probably the rental
mhm.
of 19 Carter.
well, in that case, I move that we support that one.
Second.
Okay.
Alright, all in favor?
Yep.
Alrighty.
And then we come to 19 Carter's music series.
Okay.
So we've supported this every year and I
Yeah,
think
and
it's well worth it.
Why we wouldn't,
Right.
yeah.
Did
The summer outdoor concert,
Sometimes
that,
we- Yeah.
that, everybody that, when I would
Yeah.
doing it, they love that,
Yeah, well, that is very well attended.
yeah.
When I used to be on Friday nights and I used to volunteer earlier in the day at 19 Carter on Fridays, I generally kind of just stuck around, you know. I was on my computer, so it's like I can
Mhm.
go home and play on my computer, or I can, you know, sit at the desk and, you know, half listen, half do my,
Okay.
you know, always well attended. Now, when I drive home from work on Saturday night, you know, when those are going on, you know, it's all filled outside,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I see people going.
So, I mean, it definitely is something that,
I vote we support it to some way, shape, or form.
Yep, second.
Alright, all in favor then? Wonderful.
Okay, only 3 more, looks like, to go through. Live music making history.
we
We already,
We
we
got rid
already
of that
kiboshed
one.
that.
Yeah.
Did we kibosh
We
John
kiboshed 3 of
Warren?
them,
Oh, okay.
Laura Ingalls,
Yeah.
Hofbrau's, and the live
Oh, we
music.
kiboshed live.
Oh, I think we did.
I don't,
Yeah, I have
Okay,
it
we
crossed
did
off.
I have
great.
it
Yeah,
crossed
we-
out.
That was the Laura Ingalls.
Oh yeah, that was the fishing trip, right?
Yeah, it was.
Great, okay, sorry, I'm
Okay.
glad you caught that. So next one is Worcester Writers Collective. Collective Stories from the Stage will take place at 19 Carter. Group of Worcester area writers who meet weekly at the Jean McDonough Art Center every Tuesday. We offer an hour of free writing on various projects.
So they have to
Blah,
get
blah,
to
blah.
Worcester, or they have to go to 19 Carter?
so they have events at multiple places.
Yeah, it says we
Oh.
run a monthly storytelling event in Millbury, and members have previously performed at 19 Carter. A proposed project would be a 75 to 90-minute storytelling, prose, and poetry event open to the public, with the intention to turn it to a regular series if interest is there. We additionally intend to hold at least 3 spots open for Berlin residents to perform and be compensated. So the Stories and Gumbo event at 19 Carter in November of '24 had more than 40 attendees who paid $40 a ticket to attend, so we believe there's a strong interest for Berlin residents.
Are they still gonna charge them $40
It says, tends to, 19 Carter intends to charge $10.
Incidentally, they made an application last year for 250, and we did end up rejecting it, but, you know, I kind of based on the notion that it wasn't, you know, fully in Berlin, and, you know,
Yeah, I don't think
we,
there
we,
was
we, you know,
mention of
didn't
Berlin.
have, well, I mean, there was, I think for last year, similar mention of some programming in at 19 Carter, but it was one where we decided then that because of how much we were being asked. or-
So it says that if this is not funded by Berlin Culture Council, we'll still likely have it at 19 Carter, but the event would have to be a more expensive ticket to offset facility costs and potentially not compensate writers or performers.
More expensive than $40.
Well, I think more expensive than the $10 that
It
would
More
be if
than
it.
10, they did 40 in the past.
Yeah. So last year was the first time they had come to us with
Yeah.
an application.
I mean, I think what's interesting is they're saying we're gonna leave spots open for Berlin residents to perform.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're making an attempt, I think, to say
Yeah.
this will not only be other folks in the area, but also Berlin performers.
It's also something where I feel it, you know, we try to, when there is a program that's different than what we usually get applications for, to give that a little more favor. So I feel that, you know, having, you know, we don't have anything else that's really based on, well, I mean, I suppose the lectures about, you know, Thoreau and whatever, dealing with writing on one end, but
not
on this
contemporary.
end of the
Yeah.
writing.
All right, let's support it. Let's
Come
support it.
on.
Then all in favor?
Yo.
Okay.
Alright, one more, campers.
Alright, we're looking at the Matt York Songs and Stories. I'm assuming sung by Matt York, not Johnny Cash. But hey,
Yeah.
but hey, if he can make a little visit to our town.
So-
For $550.
Okay.
So,
Free performance that would be open to the public. I do some of Cash's most famous songs with stories about his career and how he not only changed the course of popular music, but in a dynamic, powerful way. He's apparently got a website. It's free.
So he's applied in past. The first year he applied, it was something on the highwaymen as a whole, and then he's been doing ones on the individual members. So I think we supported it the first year when it was on all of them, and then the year after that, and then
We didn't
for
support it
that
last
after
year.
that, because it was another case of just trying to you know, spread out to things that were kind of newer than, you know, we having
where's it
supported
supposed
it
Uh,
a couple of times.
He did Willie Nelson, was it Willie Nelson, the other one he did,
Yeah,
the Highwaymen, and
Yeah.
then Willie Nelson, and
Yeah.
then this one.
then budget. Support.
Oh, okay, so he doesn't have a venue,
I'm
Yeah.
not seeing
It
the
says
venue
it's summer.
listed.
that the Cultural Council hosts a summer concert series, and he'd love to be part of that, so I think.
Yeah, that,
Yeah.
I'm glad, because I wrote down in
Okay.
my notes
Right.
confusion, and I didn't write down why there was confusion. And
Okay, so-
confusion because we don't do a concert
Concert.
series.
Right, okay, I say no.
There we go.
Yeah, alright.
Second it.
All in favor of crossing
Yeah.
that one off?
Okay.
It's a goner.
Excellent work, you guys.
No, that's a start. That was a world record.
I'm looking
Yeah,
at the
actually.
time, we did okay.
No kidding.
So,
Um,
if the math is correct in my spreadsheet, of the ones we approved, were we able to and had the money to fund them all, it still adds up to 10,615. So
Okay,
Say, I
we will
got it
still
close.
have to cut
That's
out
not bad,
like
really.
3,000.
That's not too
Well,
bad.
that's not too bad at all.
Yeah,
Yeah, we only have to get rid of a couple thousand.
yeah.
Yeah.
How many in total did y'all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
And it's a lot
6,
of them,
7,
too. A lot.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
And some of these
14, 15,
attend
16, 17,
series.
18.
Yeah, 18
Yeah.
out
I need
of
the
26.
math.
Which I think it is about how,
18 times.
18,
Yeah.
right? I got 18 that were,
Mm.
yeah, not bad, okay.
So, do you want me to continue to add these to the old list of what people liked in the age groups and all that, or do you want me to start a new batch? So these are we have to show that we've evaluated these performances and what they want us to do. Do you know these things?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I collate them. I have a little
Yeah.
a thing on my computer, but I can just start all over. I could just add it to the other ones, so that we have a longer.
Yeah, 'cause maybe we should do it since it's yearly,
Yeah, annually.
these
Yeah.
are, yeah,
This is
I
the new
would think
batch?
it'd make
these
sense
are
to do
from,
it,
still from this year.
Oh, okay. So I can
Yeah.
put it into the last
Yeah.
batch.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah.
That way we have a bigger, what is it? I'm trying to think with,
A larger end.
yeah, a larger,
Looking like a.
Looking like a
group of
researcher.
submissions, which means we'll have
What do you
a
teach?
more
Psych.
specific
Like,
answers
intro
on
to
things.
counseling, adolescents,
Love that.
yes, so,
Alright.
dances and all.
As a matter of comparison, last year we had 26 applications as well, and that year we supported 14 of them.
Okay,
This feels
We-
like
and
more.
this is 18.
Yeah.
This feels
I mean-
Last year, the amount we had it down to of what full funding for all of the yeses would be, well, we got that down to a very conservative 8,014.
Mhm.
So we're a little more
We'll
work
get
this
there.
time to get it down, but we got through this part faster.
Very good.
But yeah, as far as the surveys, since at least in, this past year, we used our award letters as kind of a time to poke people to give out the questions. I would put on, the agenda for next meeting, whatever discussion we have about whether we want to change the
Who's
questions.
agendering? Is that you?
Hmm?
If you
Oh,
want to put
yes.
that on the
Oh.
agenda, is that what you're gonna put on the
Agendering.
agenda?
Mhm.
Discuss what's gonna be on here?
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, we wanna do that maybe next meeting then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
When are we gonna meet?
so
Well,
I
that's-
believe that's,
Yeah, that's the next part of it, actually.
yeah, so getting our new members on, the earliest the select board could appoint them is December 1st. If you all want to continue with Thursday meetings, which that is open to,
Fine.
that's just how it's worked out.
That works for
But
me.
if, I would suggest then December 11th, so
Yeah.
that would, if you got appointed on the 1st, that,
Yep.
so like for the town clerk's office, they have office hours, I think Tuesday and Thursday night and Wednesday in the afternoon, so that would give you like 2 weeks to get down to see Eloise and James to take the oath of office, and then the conflict of interest law online thing is like an hour, I think. Well, just in that kind of,
It's
you
repetitive.
you watch some bits and then they ask you
Oh,
questions, and if you get the questions wrong, you can review it, but you
You're gonna-
you have to
you'll
keep
pass
the
it.
thing
As long
playing,
as
like you
go
can't.
through it, yeah, you
you-
can't fast forward through it, but as long as you answer the questions, even if they're all wrong, you get done.
Okay,
Except
yeah.
this one we just did, you had to get like a whole bunch of them right.
Well, I think usually,
LCC, I'm like, jeez.
I don't know.
I took a ramp training course for, like alcohol serving,
yeah.
and that's the same thing. They make you watch. You know what the answer's gonna
You
be.
are,
Right.
like, can I
but
just cut
they
to the
make
chase?
you watch the whole.
Yeah.
There's no
Oh,
skip
yeah.
button, so I'm familiar.
Yeah, it used to be you could, cause I work for the state, so.
Oh yeah.
It used to be you could fast forward, they don't let you fast forward.
No,
Mm.
no.
They caught on to
Just
that.
like,
They really did. Yeah.
then you go in, you go make a cup of tea, and it's still playing, and you're like, I know all these answers already.
Yeah.
And then some
well,
of
my
them are
problem is,
repetitive.
I just
Yeah.
know, either in the training or the law itself, very obvious gap in it, that I'm just, every year, that's why I come back to, it's like, here is a loophole.
Mm.
Oh, there's a little.
Oh, just leave the loophole, that's what they
So, we're good with
December
scheduling
11th?
for December 11th?
7:30.
Mm-hmm.
At 7:30,
So for that meeting, do you go over you said you're over with the amount you have?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
the number down.
What's the
so
total?
basically, what will happen is we'll go through the grants again that we approved to, and what they're asking for, and kind of, figure out, okay, well, this one we really want to fund fully for X, Y, and Z, and this one, it's out of town, so we, want to cut it back, and,
So
so
we get
it's
to
kind of,
Mm-hmm.
Our
Yeah.
budget.
So Rebecca and Jane should be able to get on to Smart Simple so that they can read.
yeah,
They
well,
can check, they can see the panel
Yeah.
vote too.
So that would be something where, yeah, I think, well, once you're appointed, we could
We'd have
put-
like 10 days to.
Yeah, well, I think once you're appointed, be able to set up their account,
Yeah.
Cool.
so,
Okay.
And then all the rejections have to go in now.
yeah,
Mhm.
I can do that this
Okay, you'll
weekend.
do the rejections. Okay.
And then whoever's gonna do the letters, because I used to do those.
Oh, yeah.
But it's supposed to be the secretary who does them. But out of the kindness of my heart, I did them.
Okay.
But I brought a sample, the sample
Yeah,
for whoever is gonna do that, the Berlin letter and the MCC letter. Because the Berlin money is fiscal year money and the MCC money is calendar year, we have to pay out the Berlin money
first.
Right.
So we can exhaust those funds, and then, so you have to play a little game. Valerie and I already talked about that, but their letter is different because it has to specify, you gotta do this by June 30th.
Right, the end of the,
Yeah, end of the
Fiscal,
fiscal
yeah.
year. And then the MCC one is just, they have a year to do it, so.
Yeah,
mm,
I can,
Would you like these?
yeah, if everyone is good with me staying as kind of administrative assistant while I move to ex officio status. Okay, so,
MJ, what did you say the total amount was that y'all approved?
okay, so if we had the money to give them all, what the, once we accepted, the request came out to 10,650.
No, I think what's our budget?
No,
About
that was,
It was 7.
7,200 plus whatever we might move from
Maybe a couple
administrative funds,
hundred.
so.
right,
Yeah.
So like
We'll get that
Oh,
situated by the next
7,500
meeting.
maybe.
Okay.
yeah, cool, awesome,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay.
Deb, can I ask you a
Before we
quick
do
question
leave, we
once
still-
we're done?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Are we done?
Almost, we still need to adjourn, so
Oh,
I do
yes.
need somebody to move for that, because I believe I
I'm,
can't.
yes, I move we adjourn this meeting.
I'll second that.
All in
Okay.
favor?
All in favor?
Alright.
Thank you.
This meeting
Okay.
is adjourned.